one thing I remember, in the evenings, all of the kids in the whole area would get together and they'd play games on the street right out in front of where we lived, and that's just down from here. And at 9 o'clock, the whistle would blow, and everybody had to go home. That was their time to go home. But we played hide and go seek, and you name it, we did it.
Tin Can Alley.
Tin Can Alley, the whole works. But those were the good old days, and the kids these days don't know how to do anything like that.
They don't even know those games anymore.
Growing up more in the 40s and 50s, I'm about 10 years younger than these gals, but we basically did a lot of the same things. We slid on Finn Hill. Finn Hill got its name because the Finn Hall was at the top of the hill originally before it moved down and back of the school. Mm-hmm. And then we had King Hill, which went by the skating rink, and the King Lumber Company was down at the foot of that hill.
Like I said, I moved up in the winter of 30, so I grew up out in the country, but Bovey was the center of my life because we always came to town shopping. Went to the Bovey Merc to buy groceries. We went to Rodosevich's, or we went to Kingston to buy clothing. Mm-hmm. If you needed some hardware, you could get it at the Merc, or my dad would go down to Johnson's Gamble store.
There was also a haberdashery.
And there was
strictly men's clothing, which was unusual for a small town back then.
And Ed Chucker had meat. He did butchery. Mm-hmm. And Simon's, if you wanted clothing.
That was the haberdashery.
Yeah, every Farmer's Day. That was a big deal. In the afternoon, we went to the theater and saw movies.
Every Sunday afternoon, we had
matinees.
We had
I
10
sold
cents.
tickets there for years.
But we'd have 10 cents to go to the movie and 5 cents for candy. Friday, they would have cowboy movies.
My friend and I used to hitchhike.
Nice.
Nowadays, you can't do that.
No, we would cut right through the mine. One time we came to an evening movie. There were 4 boys and 2 girls hiking through the pit. We got lost. They had changed the road. But we found it was very dark.
Was a good
and
excuse.
they changed the road, so we found our way up to back home, but it was kind of scary because it was very dark that night. Yeah.
But we played our games. We could play hide and seek. We stayed within the block, but we could go into people's garages and hide. I mean, nobody cared. It's a lot of really good, clean fun in those days. But in the skating rink, I wanted to locate the building. Somebody said it was out near where I live now. I don't see how that stood up because everyone had their names carved in it.
And on the wooden benches also.
And we didn't have boards around it in those years, so if you played pum pull away or something, you could run in the woods and into the swamp to get around people.
Like you said, there was all the stores here. We didn't have to go anywhere. We never left. And we were in the 50s. We still didn't have an extra card. The car went to work with Dad.
Right.
And that was it. So we walked.
Lorraine's grandmother had an ice cream parlor, and that was so wonderful. We'd go down and visit with her and have an ice cream cone or something. And
one of my classmates made the comment, we were all poor, but we didn't know it.
Yeah,
No.
right.
that's what we always say.
Yes.
Everyone was in the same boat.
Everyone was in the same boat.
And we dressed warm in the wintertime because
Yes.
it was cold, so you had those, remember those long stockings you'd haul up and then you have to hook them up. And
Brown stockings.
And then you'd have to wear slacks under your dress, and when you got to school, you took off half your clothes.
Yeah, they made you wear just your dress at school. You couldn't wear slacks.
But you had warm coats and warm boots. You didn't run around in tennis shoes.
And they didn't plow the streets. You trudged to school. When we lived in Bovey, or as a youngster, and we had wool snow pants that my mother had probably made from an old wool coat, and we had about a block to go to the grade school at that time. Well, it's still in the same place, but by the time you got to school, they were so wet. And then we had cloak closets at that time in school.
Every room
and we hung them in the cloak closet, and then they'd smell. And
And we'd wear them home.
Yes, and we had to put them on to wear them home.
Well, we made money too, because we had paper routes. So my brother and I and some of his friends, we always had to go deliver papers. And then on Sunday morning, the papers were so big, we'd have our sled and only take half of them because they were so heavy. So we'd do our route and then we'd do the other route. Then on Saturdays, we'd have to go collect the money. And we'd have to go to everybody's house and pick up the money. But that was really exciting because then we'd have some money in our pocket and we'd always go to the coffee cup, which was right next door to where they had all of the papers, and we'd go in there and have hot chocolate. Wow. My brother was so excited when he got his first amount of money. He went in there and he ordered a steak. And they said, "Are you sure you want a steak?" "Yes, I want a steak." And he got a steak and he said, "Here's the money." So anyway, we got that, and then we also made money with, we were in the city band, so we get paid when we went to practice. So every Monday night, we'd go to city band, which was upstairs here, and we would practice, and it was wonderful. We had all ages, from young to old, and all through the years we did that. And then when we'd march, we'd get $5, so that was really exciting.
Patty, do you remember how long the Bovey Band was in existence? It was a very long time.
It was a long time. Yeah.
Very long time.
It started up very early. I don't know when it quit, but we've got the one picture in the 50s. It probably quit in the later 60s or 70s.
But Bovey City Band had, and then Coleraine City Band. However, it was segregated because Coleraine only had boys.
Yes.
We had girls and boys, so we were more, we thought we were better.
More modern.
Absolutely.
Bovey was liberated.
Exactly.